Morning.
I think he
Good
disappeared.
morning.
Can you hear me?
Hey, boss.
Yes.
Hi there, Smeg.
Yes.
No, I haven't disappeared, and sorry I was a little late because, as Paulette knows, I'm struggling like mad with my uh, settings for my sound. This is
Yes.
fine. This is okay, I believe. But when I'm
No echo.
doing the
No
games,
echo.
no echo. Echo. Oh, what an
Echo. Echo.
absolute pain in the arse it was yesterday. Excuse my French. Now, just so you know, I am recording this because there's something I want to do later with it, just to make you aware. And what I've got to do right
Oh,
now
damn.
is stereo mix, and that was the input. And the output was my headset. Okay. So, and that's in Discord.
Okay.
Okay. So,
I'll
yeah.
be on my best behaviour then.
Oh, thank you. Don't worry about it too much. It's Monday. It's a bit like TGIF, but on a Monday. So, if anything truly untoward were to happen, I can just edit. But I know it wouldn't be truly untowards. Hello, Eleanor. Nice to see you. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
How are you?
Thanks, I'm fine. Yeah, I can't be unwell, so it wouldn't be British. No, but
No,
it's
that's
okay.
true. Why do we do that? Oh dear. Anyway, I wanted to say thank you, Paulette, for the lovely sunrise. And Villa made me laugh. I see a Sharknado.
Yes, but
Now,
yes, you can.
you can see a Sharknado. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit more like a. I don't know. Maybe you could. If you took that middle cloud,
Yes.
then
Yeah.
you could, with a very big stretch of the imagination, a very long stretch of the
It was
imagination.
just that Claude who was so spectacular. So,
Yeah, no, you get some wonderful. It's something I've noticed when we've travelled through the Netherlands, when we've travelled through Brussels. You get these fantastic sunsets and sunrises. And one of my favourite photos ever was, I think it was in Belgium actually, near Newport. We were driving towards Newport and it was so red. The sky was literally,
yes.
and everything was sort of just,
Yes, earlier
it
this
looked like a
morning
filter.
it was also more red than this one.
It was
It's more,
redder.
yes, yes, redder. It is here is already orange, yellow.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning. You know that, don't you?
It's for the early birds.
But red sky at night, shepherd's delight. That means the day is
Yeah.
going to have nice weather. Red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning. That means there could be bad weather coming.
There
So,
is bad weather coming for tomorrow.
oh, there you go. The weather knows. I haven't looked at the weather forecast. I'll be honest. After the shock of seeing on Thursday, no, Saturday in the drama session, the weather warning for storms hitting Germany. And then, as hubby said, yeah, but that was the shipping forecast. We're a long way from the sea. So we've actually had a really nice weekend. It was cold, but it was blue skies, sunshine,
Yes,
and I
yes.
managed to get out walking a couple of. I mean, very little walks because my back's still getting better. But yeah, it was really nice to be able to go out and get some vitamin D. So, how are your guys' weeks? Was the weather kind to you, Smeg? Have you still got rain everywhere, or has that stopped?
No, it stopped for us in southeast Queensland, but the northern part of the state is copping it badly.
Uh,
The Bruce Highway has been disconnected. One of the bridges has gone down.
oh,
Lots of flooding. Yeah,
what, just
Cairns,
carried away by the river?
Townsville. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
dear, that
It
sounds bad.
gets bad here.
Yeah. Any deaths? Any? Is everybody
Uh,
okay?
one of
Or
the there was a 63-year-old lady who passed away because the SES tried to get her out, and they hit a submerged tree, and she went over with everybody else, and
Oh,
yeah, she drowned. And that's,
oh my God!
yeah,
So they were rescuing her. Oh, that's horrible. Oh,
yeah,
those poor
that,
people that that survived. That's yeah. Oh,
yeah.
wow.
It's
Oh no,
it's
because
that time of the year, but
yeah, I know.
again,
It seems to get
yeah,
worse every
there's
year,
not much
though.
we can do about it.
There's nothing. I mean,
They, yeah,
this is why I'm taking on the philosophy of the Stoics. Stoics, not Stoics, by the way.
mm,
Stoics. I'm really trying to be more stoic and less reactive to what's everything that's out of my control around me. But it's so difficult nowadays. No, I mean, if you can change things,
on to
yes.
Australia.
Yeah. Is that... What was it? Somebody said something about Australia to me in another thread, which was very funny. And I meant to send it to you, but I forgot, and I can't remember where it is now. But yeah, Australia is unique, I have to say. Yeah, I
We
don't
are
know if I'd
stoic.
fit in Australia, to be honest, Smeg. I'm not sure I'd be a good fit, and that applies to most countries.
Not if you're teaching them English.
Imagine. No, that's not how we say it. Well, actually, today I'm
Yeah.
talking about that. I just posted in TV in the topics here. Let's talk about TV, and I just posted about a British TV series which has got excellent English because it's from sort of the 1950s, I think. But it's a recent dramatisation by the BBC of something called The Durrells. Have you ever heard of The Durrells? I'm not sure if I might have mentioned it.
No.
Uh-huh. I'm just going to search to see if I have ever mentioned it, so I'm not boring anybody. No, it's the first time I've mentioned it here. Well, Gerald Durrell is very famous. Okay. He was a conservationist, and he's the guy who I think set up Jersey Zoo. I'm not a fan of zoos, but this is one of the few zoos in the world I would visit because he set it up at a time when it wasn't done by zoos, but he set it up purely to protect endangered species and to re-wild places that had lost different species or that were on the brink of losing them, that kind of thing. And as a child, he grew up when they lost their father, and his mother, as a widow, took them all to Corfu. And Corfu back then is not what Corfu is now. And it's just basically the story of the family. And it's based on true life. I'm sure he made up stuff as well. And the dramatisation doesn't follow the books to the letter. But there's a whole series of books to enjoy, written by Gerald Durrell, okay? And this TV series, which I think got 3 seasons, there's that to enjoy if you can find it somewhere on a Hulu or Disney. I don't know who's got the rights. I'm watching it currently on Amazon. So it's on Amazon Prime, I know. But I don't know if it's on other streaming services. But I really recommend it. And the English, because it's back then, it's very BBC received pronunciation. So it's really good
What's it called
English
again?
practice. The Durrells, literally, the Durrells. If you have a look under...
Okay, I'll have a look.
Yeah, and I've done a little review. There's a link on Let's Talk About... Here, I'll give you the link to the review. So that's where you can talk about TV as well.
I've
So
got
if you've got...
Amazon.
But Smeg, if you've got stuff that you think's good from Australia, I'm very not... Yeah, I've not really done much about Australia, but if you have a look at the picture, which is, which is actually AI created, because I can't use anything from the BBC, they would come after me. All guns blazing.
Mm.
But I did a little review there, and that photo really does capture the essence of the series, if you like. Corfu is beautiful. I have been there. It was the first holiday abroad I ever took at the sweet age of, I think, 20. Yeah, I was a very late developer in travel. We didn't do foreign
Where's
holidays in
Corfu?
my family. Corfu, it's an island off Greece, one of the bigger islands,
Oh, okay.
but it's got its
Okay.
own.
I knew I'd heard of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's often on travel program. It's a holiday destination, but it has its own unique culture to Greece. Okay. And it's really, really, well, as I say, it's a lovely series of books if you like reading. And I might do a review of the books because I have read them all. I might actually reread them, but I don't think they're out of copyright. So I don't think we'd be able to, because Gerald Durrell didn't die 70 years ago. Although I don't think he's with us anymore. But yeah, and he himself is an amazing read. Let me have a look. Yeah, he died in 1995, but he was a real character, and I can imagine his mum must have... I mean, he basically would bring everything home, from donkeys to newts to pelicans. And I believe that part of the story is true. Yeah. And that was before he was a zookeeper. But he was one of the very early conservationists. And yeah. So I think David Attenborough was one of his confidants. But also, interestingly, in the family, his older brother, Lawrence, is Lawrence Durrell, who is a famous writer in his own right, sort of very avant-garde writer. Not my cup of tea personally, but if you want the books... here it is. The first in the series is My Family and Other Animals, which is a great title for a book. Okay? So if you've not seen it, if you've not read it, I recommend it. Okay?
Bringing wild animals home is something that is sort of frowned upon here in Australia.
I'll bet, yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah, most of them will try and kill you.
Yeah, well, all of them want to try. Some of them can't.
But they would if they could. It's like cats, they would, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. We know that if you die and you're abandoned and nobody finds you, a cat will find you. And when you're ripe enough, they'll eat you. They will eat you. It's many stories of cat ladies who were eaten by their pets. It's fine by me. One of my pets wanted to eat me. Okay, go. As long as I'm dead when they start. I wouldn't like to be eaten alive. That would be a bit nightmarish. But no, it's funny. But yeah, I can imagine in Australia. But you must have rescue centres in Australia. You must have conservation areas and stuff. Yeah?
We do.
Or are you just in constant war with nature?
Yes. It's a bit like that. We have snake catchers as well, that people will pay them to come out and
take them somewhere else, rather than kill them. Yeah, relocate them. Thank you. That was the word.
Yes, but they tend not to move them any more than about 500 metres away. I think 1 kilometre at the most.
Well, that's not far enough away for me.
The house belongs to them.
Once they're in your walls, yeah. You get some wicked stuff in Australia, I have to say. But yeah, Corfu's not like that. Although he was, I mean, that was the wonderful thing about Gerald Durrell as a child and as an adult. It wasn't just the cute, fluffy stuff. It was from the tiniest mites to the biggest natural animals on Corfu, and I'm sure, and he got involved with many other conservation programs as an adult, of course. But it's a lovely series, honestly. I do recommend it, and it makes me want to go back to Corfu actually. Watching the series again, I'm like, I'd love to go back, and we did try, and that was the year COVID hit, so we had to cancel. But there you go, that's life. And we should try again, I think. But it's not the easiest place to get to, even from mainland Europe.
Why?
Well, we didn't want to fly, not because of the don't read this if you're afraid. I'm not afraid of flying butt thread. It's not because of that. It's just we wanted to take the camper van and take our time. But honestly, getting ferries and getting a van across to Corfu, not easy. I don't know, maybe they don't like camper vans or something. I don't know. But I can remember we really struggled planning the route. And then COVID came and we had to just unplan it, basically. But if you get the chance to go to Corfu, go. It's nicer than Greece. I'm sorry if there's any Greeks who actually watch this, but it is nicer than Greece. I just like islands, I think. And it's not as touristy as some places. When I went, it was very basic. You couldn't even flush toilet paper. That was freaky.
Oh,
that was freaky to a 20-year-old. A girly. I was like, what? Yeah. Ooh, that's so ew. And I was vegetarian at the time, and they had never heard of vegetarians. So I survived on omelettes and chips for the whole of my 2-week holiday. It really was not good for my digestion. Or my friend who was sharing a room with me.
Yeah, I was going to say that, especially the eggs.
Oh dear, I wouldn't recommend an egg diet to anybody. But I did lose weight. And the sea round there is... Has anybody been to Corfu? Paulette, have you ever been? You're well travelled. Take the mic.
Yes, but it is 40 years ago. So I think it has a lot changed.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, when I went, we stayed in a place...
It was so quiet, and
exactly.
I was impressed by the difference between the sea and the sand and the beaches. It was so beautiful.
I know, and the sea was lovely because you could walk out, and it was just, it got to chest height, and that was it, and you could just keep walking.
Because the sand was so
fine,
and so agreeable to walk in it.
Yeah, it was lovely. I have to say,
different with our beach. So different with our beach.
Well, yeah, you didn't have to. I mean, I loved every morning. I think that's another reason I lost weight. Every morning, I wouldn't use the swimming pool at the hotel. I would literally walk down to the beach and I'd just walk out to sea and just swim. As soon as I got chest height, just swim backwards and forwards. And I'd never found out how far, and there were no signs of danger of, tides and rips and things that could kill you. Eleanor, have you ever been to Corfu?
Unfortunately, not. No idea. I have heard of it, not.
Well, I, as I say, as a destination, I'd love to go back. But as Paulette said, I'm sure it would be very different. We stayed at a place called Musongi, and it was just beach and a hotel and a couple of houses and a donkey. And the donkey disappeared one day, and that was the first time everybody in the... because it was a fully catered holiday, and it was the first time everybody else got meat. And then I noticed that the donkey had disappeared.
Poor thing.
I made up a little song because I was vegetarian. It didn't bother me. I kept my omelette and tomatoes and tomatoes. That's what they gave me as well. That poor hotel had they thought I was so weird. But anyway, so I made up a little song. Musongi, you'll eat donkey meat. Donkey meat, Musongi. My friends did not like that. And I don't know if it's true.
Dear,
I don't know if it's true. And then one night we went walking down to a bar. You had to walk, and we lost somebody, and they fell in a pothole and slept there overnight. So it was a fun holiday. That wasn't me,
How
by
long
the
did
way.
it take you to get out? Oh,
I don't know. It was
wasn't you.
not me. It was. I just wanted to say that wasn't me. I didn't know them that well either. But yeah, somebody in our group that went down to the bar. It was like a beach bar. It was lovely. But yeah, on the walk back, and yes, we'd had a couple of beers and stuff. But on the walk back, nobody noticed that he was no longer with the group. And he turned up the next morning very dishevelled. He'd literally fallen into this pothole, and he was so drunk he just fell asleep there. He's so lucky nothing bad happened to him. But yeah, I was a lot younger then. So has anybody got, this is Monday, Learn English Network kind of relaxed session. Has anybody got anything they wanted to say, share, ask? It always goes quiet.
No,
The
not
silence
today.
is deafening. Not today, okay. Well, you can always ask me, DM me or anything. If it's not something you want to do, ask on a live chat with other people.
I have watched another Monty Python video about scientific method. It's very genius. Do you remember it?
Oh, probably if I saw it. But I mean, I watched, there's a lot of Monty Python stuff out there. And,
Yeah. Of course, yeah.
yeah.
Fine.
It's just, I mean, it's like
Yeah.
why I didn't share the Philosophers football match with you before. I have no idea, but it was just literally seeing you talking with Sarcastic, and you mentioned Monty Python, and I know, and I was like, oh, and then I went looking for it. So and that's when I shared that one with you. But share it in the share it in the TV topic, because honestly, Monty
Okay.
Python, it's not my mum hated it, and it's not everybody's cup of tea. Doesn't really get rerun. I mean, when I was younger, it was shown again and again and again, and it was Marmite. Okay, you loved it or you hated it.
So much. Yeah,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, but I loved it. I didn't love all of it. The guy playing the organ that kept popping up every so often, I was like, really? Do you have to? That was quite creepy. That gave me like, ooh, don't like that kind of feeling. But the rest of it, the foot coming down, squashing everywhere, you just never knew what was going to happen in Monty Python. And there's nothing, I don't think there's been anything since or anything before that could compare with that utter wacky brilliance. I mean, I don't even know how I would describe Monty Python. Comedy sketch, but it was so, this mixture of cartoonish slapstick, but then really poignant humour was, I think, pretty unique.
It's deep. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think the main thing is that it's a part of British culture, and I have found books on it or
Oh yeah.
analysis of logic, so it's worth watching. And in this one, it's about logical fallacies. For example, the fallacy of the undistributed middle and biased experiments. So it's also clash of cultures. So it's very ingenuously made, I would say, and you have to think to get what's going on. So
Well,
I
yes,
really
a lot of the jokes,
Yeah,
you've got to, and they never explained. That was the thing. They never explained their jokes. Quite often, if there's a joke and it's a little bit niche topic kind of thing, there'll be some kind of lead in and some kind of explanation after. Not necessarily, and this is what the joke means, but just something that will help you. But in Monty Python, no. If you knew, you'd find it funny. If you didn't know, it didn't matter.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
And nothing was predictable. You never knew what was going to happen. I mean, some of the longer sketches you'd be watching for like 5 minutes wondering what's going to happen, and then it would happen and it would be hilarious. Or they just went from one sketch to another. I mean, if you remember, I don't know, were you in Second Life then when we did the Monty Python parrot sketch in Second Life?
I don't.
Oh, we did do it.
Oh.
It's a dead parrot. The parrot is dead. No, he's just sleeping.
Pining for the fjords.
Oh, it's just hilarious.
Paulette, the video I mentioned is part of the Holy Grail, and Sir Arthur appears, and it's why it's so funny. There is a mob and scientific commentary, but of course I will post it. But of course, Monty Python in general is very funny.
Yeah, I mean, the films were slightly different in that they didn't have the cartoon element with the foot coming down, but the Holy Grail, fantastic. The most controversial one was Life of Brian, and that's still controversial today. Even though it's not actually about Jesus, it's about Brian, but people did not like it, and that's where that great song comes from. Always look on the bright side of life. Exactly. What other? They did a lot of comedy songs. So the other favourite of mine is "Every Sperm Is Sacred," which is hilarious. And of course the lumberjack song. I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I work all night to sleep all day. I dress in women's clothes and hang around in bars. I wish I was girly, just like my dear mama.
No, Papa, wasn't it Papa?
Oh, maybe. I can't remember. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's have a look. Lumberjack lyrics. Let's have the lumberjack song. Lyrics. Let's see. Google will know. Okay, no, that's not the lumberjack song. Oh my god! Don't search on Google for lumberjack lyrics. Okay, you will not get the lumberjack song lyrics. Oh my god! Okay, I found the right ones. Oh no, they want me to take all their advert crap. No, I'm not doing that. I have to really like a website. Lumberjack song lyrics. Monty Python. Google will help me. They normally do. There we go. I cut down trees, I eat my lunch, I go to the lavatory. On Wednesdays I go shopping and have buttered scones for tea. Okay, I like to press wildflowers. I put on women's clothing and hang around in bars. Oh yeah, I wish I'd been a girlie just like my dear Papa. Well done. Yeah, I wish I'd been a girlie just like my dear Papa. And there's a chorus
Remember,
that
you
follows.
made the precedent.
But there's a chorus as well, and the people singing the chorus, they get more and more confused. They start out really, because they're all lumberjacks as well, and they start out really enthusiastic, repeating what he's sung, and then they're like, and like, my dear Papa, what? Oh, dear.
No, the guys in the background singing are not lumberjacks. They're Canadian Mounties.
No, they're Canadian Mounties. Yes. You're right. They are Canadian. Let me see if I can find the official lyric video. Yep, YouTube Monty Python's own thingy. So I'll just share that with you and enjoy. Because most people know they don't always look on the bright side of life, but not everybody knows Every Sperm is Sacred, which I won't share here because it's very controversial. But this one, which is slightly controversial because it's about cross-dressing. Who cares? Not me, as you know. If it's comfortable, wear it. If you feel good in it, wear it. Oh dear. I think that's the one. Lumberjack song.
that Sam song was. Yeah, I thought the Sam song was brilliant.
Oh, absolutely.
And all the kids singing along to it.
Yes, I know. And that's another thing that made it controversial. I mean, controversy, I don't mind in the network, but in the small talk section, probably best not to. But I've put that in the Let's Talk About TV thread. So, yeah. Just so people know, yeah.
Oh.
So, but maybe I
Oh,
should maybe I
dear.
should do
Oh.
maybe I should do a review of Monty Python, because even today people around the world haven't heard of them. They really
Well, I can tell you.
yeah.
I can tell you one thing about Monty Python. One of their movies was bankrolled by a few bands.
Yes, well,
George Harrison, Pink Floyd,
they couldn't
Led Zeppelin, I think.
they couldn't get the money together. None of the studios would touch them.
Yeah.
And that was Life of Brian, I believe.
And look how good it became.
Yeah. It was funded by George Harrison mainly, who set up Handmade Films because he wanted to see
Yeah.
the movie. I mean, if I'd got that kind of money, I'd probably do that kind of thing just because, I wish somebody would do this book. I'd love somebody to do The Chronicles of Morgaine by C.J. Cherrett. I think it would make a fantastic sort of I don't think you could do a film, but a Netflix series. If I had the money, I would do it. Thank you, Eleanor. Excellent scientific method. Oh, that must be from Monty Python and the Holy Grail then.
Holy Grail.
And that bit, burn the witch, burn the witch. There's so many bits.
No.
However, I have to say, I'll be honest, Monty Python's huge in Germany. I mean, it's massive even today. I mean, Germany is where old rock bands go to die. Okay, they start touring in Germany. You know their mainline career is if not touring, but if they start going to the festivals in Germany, then you know they're pretty much done for commercially in the UK. So you get things like Manfred Mann still playing in Germany. I mean, God's sake, I didn't know they were still alive. Anyway, that I go by the by. So Monty Python, the Beatles, all that stuff, very, very popular in Germany, has kind of slanted the German perspective of what it means to be British. So we're all meant to be witty and funny and love bursting into song at a moment's notice and and all that. But if you meet a real Monty Python fanatic, it's awful. You cannot say anything without them quoting a line from Monty Python. I'll get my lion tamer's hat, that kind of thing. And you're like, oh, please stop. Even though I'm a huge
I can
fan.
tell you,
Mhm.
I've now decided that I've got a problem
Why?
with Red Dwarf.
Yes, you
Bring it
do.
up there.
No, you're not that bad, Smeg. No, this guy, it was about 5 sentences and then one would be thrown in. And usually the one, I'll get my lion tamer's hat, was his favourite. Anything controversial, anything, happening in the world, I'll get my lion tamer's hat. And you're like, oh, please, just stop. So you can, but you're not that bad, Smeg. You're not. You don't Red Dwarf people all the time. But yeah,
No, I sit in the
I'm
background and giggle to myself.
I'm going to do review Monty Python, review Red Dwarf. It's got to be done, hasn't it?
Do you really want to put yours through Red Dwarf?
Oh God, yes! It's fantastic. It's wonderful.
You're gonna.
And
It
Eleanor,
is.
you like Monty Python? You'd love Red Dwarf. It is so weird.
Yeah.
It's not like Monty Python, but the humour in it is so good, and it's a sci-fi comedy, but it's set in the future. But it's still very relevant even today. It's relevant.
Great. Yeah, great. I would gladly watch it.
Definitely. It's not as I wouldn't say it's as philosophical bent as Monty Python, but that was because their writers, the people who wrote it, they were all Oxbridge people. So yeah, they'd done the classical education. I don't know who wrote Red Dwarf, Smeg.
Hey, say again.
Who wrote Red Dwarf? There's a famous. They had that. Oh God.
I'm just trying to think of the name.
Rob Grant.
Two people.
Rob Grant and Doug Naylor. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
that's it.
That's it. Excellent.
They
And
had
Pleasures of
had a bit of a
Contamination.
fight between themselves.
Okay,
And
I've never read a book about Monty Python, I'll be honest.
there are many,
Yeah, I
and
know.
it's
I've never
about.
read one.
I have posted it because there is a reference to this fallacy, and some teachers use it in the university courses, for example, logic for students.
Okay, excellent. Excellent. Oh, they'd be very pleased to know that. I'm sure. Oh dear, it's making me think back to my younger years. Not my youth, but my younger years. It's
No.
yeah,
No comment.
reminiscing. But what's wonderful about both of those, I think Red Dwarf is still going, isn't it, Smeg? It crops
There's
up every so
another.
often. Yeah.
It's supposed to turn up this year, or it's being made towards the end of this year.
I thought of you when I saw it, and I
Yeah.
meant to say something to you.
But considering it's been going since 1988.
I know. I thought it was earlier. I thought it was early 1980s, but maybe. Oh no, you're right. Yeah, the first series was recorded in 1987. No, I'm right. The first series was recorded in 1987, but it didn't get, and it was broadcast in 1988 February, so it was early 98. But yeah, I don't want to fact check you, but I like to do my research. That's why I had to look up the papa
The young
bit.
one started. Yeah.
That's the one, Eleanor. That's it. Yeah.
The young one started in 82.
Oh, well, the young ones. I've got to do that one too. Oh, that's so good. I'm gonna write review the young ones.
Yeah. Look for them at a I think it was a charity thing, where they're singing. They get Cliff Richard in to sing his song. Oh God. The one that
the
they
young
all
ones.
like to sing. Yeah.
The young ones. Yes, we
Yeah,
are
but
the young
there's-
ones.
Yeah. Oh God. They stay in character as well.
Oh, okay. Cliff Richard, the young one. I mean, it was.
Yeah.
I think they did name it after the song, the Cliff Richard song, "Young Ones." But I didn't know they'd done a song with him. Yeah, the Young Ones cast sings with Cliff Richard. Cliff Richard and the Young Ones. Living Doll. Was that the one?
Yes, Living Doll.
Yeah. Okay. Is it safe for me to share? Never can be shown with the young ones. That would have to come with a health warning.
There should be a warning at least with it.
Okay.
Because seriously, I'm here.
It depends on how easily upset you can be.
Well, as you know, some people are very easily upset.
Yes, that's true.
Oh wow! Yeah, no, but it's worth doing. I mean, yeah, it was. I'll do a review of it in the blog rather than here, but I'll link to it because it's a change. It's one of the progressions of humour as well, and they got away with stuff that I think you'd find it difficult to get away with today. And yet, it was pure comic brilliance. So, yeah. I'm going to watch that. I didn't know they'd done that with that. It was for Red Nose Day, Comic Relief. Yeah. I'd never seen that. Thank you, Smeg. Hey, I'll watch that later. I'll enjoy it. So, anything else to talk about. We've gone over the hour. This is meant to be shorter than an hour. Oh no, we haven't. It's 9:30. It's okay. Oh, thank goodness. I was like, God, have I been talking that long? But yeah, if you've got stuff, Smeg, from Australia that I wouldn't maybe know of, then please do share. As long as it's not Rolf Harris, okay?
No, we want nothing to do with that wobbleboard person.
Exactly. Eleanor, take the mic.
I have noticed that your sarcastic alter ego is rather American. She knows a lot of American idioms when I asked.
That's because
Cut to the chase.
that's the nature of AI. It's very American centric, because most of the AI models are based on models that were developed in America. DeepSeek, which we won't be using, I could, but it won't tell the truth about Tiananmen Square. It won't tell the truth about China, and it won't even say why he's called Winnie the Pooh, the leader, which is just funny to me. I mean, he needs to get a bit of a sense of humour about that and think, oh, that's cute, actually. There's a lot worse it could be compared with. But it won't talk about anything like that, and it will deliberately not talk about, oh, that's outside my scope. And I'm like, well, if there's it's the scary side of AI and large language models and how easy they are to manipulate by powerful people, shall we say. Not necessarily even governments, just powerful people. And that's what scares me, that we get hooked on a particular model and it's run by a particular ideology, perspective, and you don't get
not easy to notice. I don't mind American idioms. They were funny. Don't rain on my parade. It's American something. Yeah, it's fun, but yeah, you are right.
Yeah.
And
so I mean, the thing is, I don't know if you've looked at Shapes, Eleanor, where Sarcastic is hosted. Yeah, I mean, I did a lot of the training, but I can only train. I mean, I had to really train hard to stop them using American English for starters.
Well, it's not
whipping them. No, it's OUR at the ending. OUR. You'll always be able to spot if I've used, because I do use OpenAI. I use other writing, and what I generally do is I get an outline of something. So, like when I'm doing a review, I'll ask for positive and negative reviews from this particular thing, and then I'll put together. But sometimes the OR slips in, and I don't notice. So you can always tell. And you just go, Lynn, you're using an AI. Yes, I use AI. So what? It's made me much more able to sort of do new stuff, new content, because I found that before AI, I mean, research is fantastic, and getting different points of view, it's brilliant for that, because I can't go around watching every single video, listening to every podcast, reading every article on a subject, but it can, and then it gives me a nice synopsis, and that's why it terrifies me that somebody would deliberately tell it not to look at this particular thing, not to talk about that particular subject, or even worse, and I swear to you this is true, okay? I remember, and I cannot for the life of me, and I kick myself, remember where I read it, but I read in a newspaper that Bill Gates was funding research into Shakespeare not having written the plays and the sonnets and everything, trying to prove that it was Christopher Marlowe or some other lord or lady or whatever, lord generally, and that he was just a pen he wrote it under he published under his name so as not to get that particular person into trouble with Elizabethan courts at the time, etc. And he was, I swear to you, that it's either him or the foundation were funding this. And I can remember writing to him, I'm sure he never read it, just to express my disgust that, do that and spend the money that should be done on much more serious and much more impactful things that are happening today than trying to strip Shakespeare of his writing accolades. All of this stuff has been debunked, by the way. But there was a particular woman, who was absolutely rabid about, and he was funding that person to travel to, research different documents and folios and all this stuff, trying to prove that Shakespeare didn't write the plays. Now, I know that it hit the news. I know people talked about it. But can I find anything on the internet about it now? Can I, hell? Because I was doing the song, my quill, my pen, my words, my quill, whatever it was, the Shakespeare thing, because I was looking into that, seeing where it had come, where it had gone. And so I wanted to quote this. I wanted to have this. Something like Bill Gates, keep your nose out, or something like that, but nothing online. And I wonder how could that be?
They remove it.
I don't know. I don't know. Have I got a false memory? But I don't think I have. But I can't find the original thing. This was quite a few years ago, so I can't find the email I sent. I will have culled that. I don't keep emails forever. But no, can't find any mention of it anywhere. So I almost thought about writing to the Bill Gates Foundation and saying, please, could you confirm or deny that you actually did fund this project? Because I know I read about it and now it's disappeared off the internet. Now, if somebody could make something disappear from the internet, I think it would be Bill.
Yeah, compromise. Yeah, perhaps. Yeah.
Maybe he realised what an idiot he was. Maybe he read my letter and thought twice about it.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Somewhat difficult about the sarcastic teacher is that she sometimes invents idioms. And,
yes, she will invent stuff. And I tell you what, Teacher's Pet lies. Teacher's Pet the other day offered a new member, and it's still there. I'll let you see it so you know I'm not making it up. Let me find it. Hang on. New members. Was it in Introduce Yourself or somewhere else? I think it was in New Members Chat. Okay. Remember oh yes, here it is. We are saying that. Blah blah blah. Because I wrote and said I'd like to see that too. Okay, I'm interested to have a look at it. Here it is. Here we go. Where's the link to the actual thread? It's so funny. And I think it's a really good way of saying why you can't trust bots. Okay, so have a look at that in...
Okay. Why you can't trust bots. Okay.
Yeah, click on the link, New Members Chat, and tell me what's wrong with what she said. There you go. That second one's even better.
I'm reading all the time. Yeah, she is active all the time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but no, it's what she actually said she could do. And when I said I'd be interested to see it too, she lied. Okay, she basically said, okay, here.
Yeah, I'm reading
First,
it. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a getting started guide in our server. Would you like me to share it with you? He goes, yes, you can. Excellent. I'll send you a link to the getting started guide. It will explain how to use our server, find resources and get involved. Please take a look. So I wrote, I'm interested to have a look too. And he went, splendid, teacher. I'll send you the link as well. It's a great way to get familiar with our community and all the wonderful resources we have here. Guess what, guys? Guess what? There is no getting started guide. And didn't send a link either. I mean, it's just blatant lie. And I just happened to catch it.
A lie too, yeah.
A blatant lie. So please don't trust bots, even the bots on here. I've done my best. But I tell you what, there will be a good outcome for this. I'm going to start writing a get started guide.
Mm. Actually, I've got a
Wonderful,
story
but
for
I
you
think
about
sorry.
Go ahead, Smeg. Yeah. What?
recent story in the news. I don't know if I shared it with you because some of the stuff disappeared when I went to try and share it.
Oh.
Lawyer in the States used ChatGPT to
Oh yeah, I saw something. File cases or something, and they're non-existent. Yeah, is it true?
yeah, yes,
Wow,
supposedly this is true.
what an idiot!
So he used ChatGPT, yeah, in non-existent cases being used as reasons why this, reasons for this case in particular. So
Wow.
don't trust bots.
No, use them as tools, but like you wouldn't trust a hammer to hit the nail in itself. You need a hand to guide it, and you need to keep your
Yeah,
thumbs out of the way. So, that's a good allegory, isn't it? I just made that one up, by the way. But yeah, it's to me, I love them. I love the whole ability to be creative with it, but also to use it for research, to use it for, things you wouldn't have thought of yourself. I mean, I use LLM, I use the ChatGPT, I use a couple of other writing ones that I've found over the period. Stuff I've got access to, and they've suddenly brought in bots to do stuff, and okay. As you know, I've got bots here. I've got bots from other places on the website. I've replaced the AliCat one because it's very clunky and old, and there's now one that will talk with you and answer questions about the network. That's been trained mostly on the network, but it will answer general grammar-y type questions and stuff. So I really do like using them, and I think they should be used by, somebody said today, I think, was it Bill Gates or somebody like that, said everybody should have an AI tutor. And I kind of agree. If you're learning a language, if you're learning anything, you should find a bot that's a specialist in that especially. I mean, I haven't got specialist bots, but I do try to train them. I can't host a whole bot with all the language model stuff and train it purely on English grammar. It's too big a subject. But if it's a specific subject like quantum physics or even math, especially math actually, because it's a very well defined subject. English, gosh, you can go anywhere, as I'm proving in the Let's Talk About It sessions on Wednesday. You can take learning English to every subject.
But Wolfram Alpha uses
yes, I've got a Wolfram Alpha account, but it was not easy to incorporate it into having your own account's fine. I've got one, but I couldn't have brought it into the network as use this model kind of thing. It just doesn't work like that. It's very much more but math, everything. There's a bot for everything, and so I think even doing the British art history, I know some about it, but if I tried to write it from scratch, I'd still be writing the first lesson. But now I can do a lesson a week on a specific part of British art, and I learn something every time. Either from you guys in the sessions or from the bots. So really? Okay. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
because it makes connections for you. Yeah. I always try to check everything. But and that's the thing. Check. Don't just think you can launch it as a hammer and get back a nicely placed nail. It needs guiding. Okay.
Indeed. Yeah, I use Grammarly and Sarcastic Teacher and Paperwriter to write things, and they correct what it is. But if you are careful, it's a lot of improvement.
It is. And it has I know Grammarly's. I don't use Grammarly. I don't really feel the need for some reason. Maybe I should. I don't know. But they've incorporated a lot of AI now into theirs, haven't they? Into Grammarly.
Indeed.
You can ask it questions now and stuff, whereas before it would just give you corrections. Now you can ask questions and it will provide links to. Yeah, that's really useful. I should maybe put that.
It is, I have written a paper and it get published without human proofreading. So,
Wow, that's brave.
yeah, but I had to work a lot, I
Yeah.
confess.
No, you
It's
do. But what I like is because sometimes I use the Notebook LM, and it will. I'll feed it all the stuff I've found. I'll ask it to look for more stuff, and then I'll just press a couple of buttons, and it will give me a nice synopsis of everything with detailed links to stuff I might want to look into more myself, and then it will create a whole podcast. And I have published some of the podcasts, and I'll always say if it's AI generated completely, and I always check them and I change them somewhat because sometimes they do get it wrong. But yeah, it is. If you've not used it, Eleanor, you might. It is free to use. It's called Notebook LM, and it's from Google. Yeah. And it's fabulous. There are other services out there that do it, but not for free. And this is for free. There's a premium one, of course, but the free one is very powerful. Very powerful. And yeah, have a play with it. I showed it to a friend of mine, an Australian friend, funnily enough, who's got a website. And it's about collecting stuff and a lot about coins and banknotes and the like. So he does a lot of research as well for what he does online. And I got him to use it, and he was blown. In fact, what I did, it was a bit naughty. I fed his website and a couple of numismologist websites into it, and I created a podcast. And when he came to visit with his wife, I played it to him. I went, "Hey, your website's on a podcast," and he listened. He's like, "Wow!" And I went, "Actually, it's all." It's all from this Notebook LM thing. And then I said, okay, I won't publish it, but you should use this for your research. And he does now. He loves it. There you go. Yeah, give it a go. See what you think. Let me know what you think as well. But yes, it's very easy to use. Very good for research. And you can fall down the rabbit hole, though, because, as I say, it will provide you more information than you provide. And then you go looking for that, and then you go looking for that. So you need to also restrict yourself a little bit with AI. Okay. Anyway, on that note, any questions, anything else before I disappear? No questions? No? Okay. Then I will see you all hopefully tomorrow for the book reading.
great, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I'll tell you what, do a Notebook LM on Vanity Fair. It's hilarious. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do a podcast on Vanity Fair. I'll let you know when I publish it. That's funny. I hadn't thought about doing that. But yeah, any book, any subject, any topic, Notebook LM, brilliant. I hope they keep it free at that level. As I say, there is a premium one. If you've got a Google business account or a Google I call it ODrive account or OD, I can't remember what they call it, then you get this extra bits where you can add more references, reference material, etc. But other than that, I think for most purposes the free model fits quite nicely. Okay, then I shall love you and leave you. Take care, and I'll see you all tomorrow, if not later, around on the network, but for the session tomorrow for sure. Okay.
See you.
Bye. Thanks for coming, Eleanor. Bye, Smeg. Bye, Paulette. Thank you for coming. Don't fall down the AI rabbit hole. Bye-bye.